Hi friends, I'm Jenny of Nollie Bean, and today I am walking you through making a Tatum quilt from start to finish. And the Tatum quilt pattern is one that I released about a year ago now, and it's one of my favorites. And so it is a flying geese pattern. It uses kind of a scrappy block-based way to sew up some flying geese into a quilt. And then my favorite thing about this pattern is using a highlight fabric for the sashing. So I've selected my fabric, and then this is a pretty easy quilt to cut out. It's just squares. We're making 4 at a time flying geese, 2 sets for quilt blocks. So here I am kind of laying out how I want my blocks paired up. And then it was off to work sewing up so many flying geese. So this quilt pattern uses 2 sets of 4 at a time flying geese for each quilt block. And again, depending on your size, this is a throw size, so I have a total of 20 blocks. And so I kind of liked making this one. I would kind of go back and forth of just making a block at a time and then kind of chain piecing through a bunch of flying geese. You will, because of the scrappy nature, if you were making a Tatum quilt pattern, you would want to make sure you've got yourself organized, because there is kind of a method to the madness in how you're laying out the geese to create your final blocks. And I did do a deep dive into how to sew flying geese, if that's something you're interested in. There is a longer video just about making and trimming flying geese that I will link below if you are interested. This is a really fun pattern to make, and it just kind of uses a scrappier way of sewing up the geese. So the method is the identical method. The magic in it is, instead of using of the smaller squares 4 of the same color, we're mixing and matching and using 4 different colors, and so it creates a really scrappy effect, kind of an improv scrappy effect, but the piecing is actually quite simple. And here is a quick time lapse of all 20 blocks that I sewed. Believe it or not, I did not film myself getting all of these blocks up on the design wall. Typically, that's one of my favorite process videos to take. So now you just kind of get to see all of the quilt blocks individually before I reveal the full finished quilt. Here's a quick peek. I used Kona and Pickle for the sashing, and I adore how the green plays off with all of the other colors. And to me, the sashing choice for this quilt pattern is what really makes it fun and unique. Then I was off to the long arm for some long arming treatment. And here she is. This is one of my favorite quilts I think I've ever made. I just had a lot of fun with these colors. I hope you leave feeling inspired to make your own Tatum quilt, or honestly any flying geese quilt. I really do love this quilt block. Thanks for watching.